Heat waves, the silent crisis. Introduction. On a hot summer day, we might seek refuge in air-conditioned homes or cool off by the pool, but sometimes the heat can become more than just uncomfortable. It can be dangerous. Heat waves are becoming increasingly frequent and intense, impacting millions of lives worldwide. But what exactly is a heat wave, what causes it, and why should we be concerned? Let's dive into the science and impact of heat waves. What is a heat wave? A heat wave is a prolonged period of excessively hot weather, often accompanied by high humidity. It's important to note that a heat wave doesn't necessarily require a record-high temperature. Rather, it's relative to the typical climate for a particular region. For example, a heat wave in a typically cooler region like the Pacific Northwest can be much more dangerous than in a desert area, where high temperatures are expected. Heat waves can last for days, weeks, or even longer, and they can have serious consequences on both health and the environment. How do heat waves form? Heat waves usually form when a high-pressure system, also known as a heat dome, settles over a region. This system traps warm air beneath it, preventing cooler air from moving in. The air gets compressed, causing it to heat up further, and the temperature can continue to rise for an extended period. Another factor contributing to heat waves is the urban heat island effect. Cities tend to have higher temperatures than surrounding rural areas because of the concentration of buildings, roads, and vehicles, which absorb and retain heat. This phenomenon can make heat waves in cities even more extreme. The impact of heat waves. Heat waves have a wide range of impacts, both immediate and long-term. First and foremost, they pose serious health risks. High temperatures can cause heat exhaustion and heat stroke, both of which are dangerous conditions. Heat exhaustion occurs when the body becomes overheated and starts to lose fluids through excessive sweating, leading to symptoms like dizziness, nausea, and rapid pulse. Heat stroke, on the other hand, is a life-threatening condition where the body's temperature rises dangerously high, and the body loses its ability to regulate temperature. It can cause confusion, unconsciousness, or even death if not treated promptly. Vulnerable populations, such as the elderly, children, and those with pre-existing health conditions, are at a higher risk during heat waves. Additionally, the urban poor, who may lack access to cooling resources, can be disproportionately affected. Beyond health, heat waves also take a toll on the environment and infrastructure. High temperatures can cause power outages as electricity demand surges due to increased air conditioning use. Wildfires become more common in extreme heat, particularly in dry regions, as vegetation becomes parched and more susceptible to igniting. Furthermore, prolonged heat waves can damage crops, reduce water supplies, and harm wildlife. Famous heat waves in history. Over the years, heat waves have caused significant human suffering and environmental damage. One of the deadliest heat waves in recent history occurred in 2003 in Europe. It lasted for several weeks and,